and the boys, they've been waiting all week for this night. This character of mine, you can call him if you wish Abdullah, or better still, let us call this character Johnny 5. And the reason I will call him Johnny 5 is because, my young friends, let's move with the times, as you probably say to me, and I'm moving with the times. So rather than calling this guy Abdullah, I'll call him Johnny 5. And the reason I've chosen Johnny 5 is because we now live in such times. Okay, when you were born, your mother named you Abdullah. Why? Because she came across the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inna ahabba al-asma ila Allahi Abdullahi wa Abdurrahman. She came across the hadith of Rasulullah. The best name that you can give your son is Abdullah and Abdurrahman, my friends. And she gave you this name. Maybe you will grow to be indeed a true servant of Allah, and you will prostrate and you will fulfill your purpose in life. Well, my young friends, Abdullah doesn't want to be known as Abdullah amongst his friends. He wants to be known as Abi for short. Why? Because it makes him feel bad. It sends him to 7th heaven. The word Abdullah and the name Abdullah just doesn't give him the kick. It just doesn't sound right. So he wants to be called Abdullah. When he was born, his mother named him Muhammad after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Hoping that her son will grow up like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he will follow the footsteps of Rasulullah. But this young son of hers doesn't want to be called Muhammad amongst his friends and amongst his buddies, amongst his yars. This guy wants to be known as more. Why? Because it gives him that lift. It gives him that power. It makes him feel bad. When he was born, his mother named him Bilal after Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala an. And these were her dreams and aspirations. Maybe this son of mine will grow up to be like Sayyidina Bilal Habshi radiallahu ta'ala an. Maybe this son of mine, just like Bilal Habshi, would sacrifice for Islam. This son of mine will also sacrifice for Islam. But this son of us doesn't want to be known as Bilal. He wants to be known as Billy. So let us call this character of mine Johnny 5. Now Johnny 5 has been waiting all week for a Friday. He's been waiting all week. He's been counting the days. He's been counting the hours. And when Friday came, Johnny 5 was also counting the seconds. And he was doing this not because of its blessedness, not because of its auspiciousness, not because of its greatness, not because of its sacredness, not because Johnny 5 is going to spend a Friday night in prostration and beg for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy for all the gunas that he's done throughout the week, for all the sins that he's committed throughout the week. This is not why he's been waiting for a Friday night. My young friends, Johnny 5, he's got his own plans. He's got his own plans. Tonight's the night in which he's going to spend his halal earned earnings the haram way. Tonight's the night in which he's going to disobey Allah and his Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Tonight's the night in when Johnny 5 is going to commit sin. He's going to go against the teachings of Islam. He's going to fornicate with his eyes by looking at haram. He's going to fornicate with his ears by listening to haram. Tonight's the night in Johnny 5 is going to fornicate with his mouth by speaking to haram. Tonight's the night in which Johnny 5 is going to pub and club. Tonight's the night in which he's going to chill and thrill. Tonight's the night in which Johnny 5 is going to flex and let loose. Tonight's the night in which Johnny 5 is going to take a spliff or two and rock the house. Tonight's the night in which he's going to invite the wrath of Allah to descend upon him. Tonight's the night in which he's going to invite the curse of Allah to descend upon him. Tonight's the night in which he's going to invite the punishment of Allah to descend upon him. My young friends, keep on picturing this in your mind's eye. It is now a Friday. It is 5 o'clock. He finishes work at 5 o'clock. He leaves his workplace and now he makes his way home. The first thing that he does is when he goes home, he goes upstairs, he takes a shower. After taking a shower, he opens his closet and he takes out the clothes, the ones that he's reserved especially for a Friday night. You know the ones that I'm referring to. You know, the bad boy jeans. He's got the bad boy Lacoste top, and to wrap it up, he's got the bad boy Samba specials. He takes out these clothes that he's reserved specially for a Friday night, and now he stands in front of a mirror as big as himself, and he puts on the jeans, on go the jeans. And after the jeans, he puts on the Lacoste top. And after the Lacoste top, he puts on the Samba specials, and then he rubs it up with a flick. And throughout, he's looking at himself in the mirror, and he's admiring himself, and he likes what he sees. He's looking at himself, he's smiling at himself. You know what? He likes what he sees. And when he looks at himself, he knows tonight's the night that he's dressed to kill. Tonight's the night that when he's going to do some serious damage. Now, my friends, he's feeling so good within himself that now he comes downstairs, he takes the keys to his car. You know what? He's got a GTI, or what? Is it a Subaru? Or is this guy the daddy of the area? And he's got the R8, whatever it may be. Whether it's the Subaru, whether it's the R8, whether it's the GTI, the first thing Johnny 5 does is he turns on the deck. Now the music is blaring. It is so loud that it's deafening. Not only is Johnny 5 listening to this music himself, he's got the whole of Trinidad listening to the same tune. He's got the whole of Trinidad listening to the same lyrics. And guess what? It's the eye of the tiger. And when these lyrics enter his ears, they send him to the seventh heaven. And he feels so powerful within. He feels so bad within that tonight's the night you can bring them all one by one, from Manny Pacquiao to Mike Tyson to the great Amir Khan, or you can bring the greatest of the great, Muhammad Ali. You can bring them one by one, or you can bring them all. My friends, tonight's the night in which Johnny 5 will demolish every one of them, because there's only one king of this ring, and the name that comes to mind is Johnny 5. This is how he's feeling within himself when these lyrics enter inside his ears. And now he puts his foot on the accelerator, and in a 30-mile zone, the guy is burning some serious rubber, and he's traveling at 60 to 70 miles per hour. He couldn't care less if a child walked in front of him and he ended up killing him. This does not even cross his mind. My friends, now he goes and he picks up his friends, he picks up the boys, the guys that he chills with, the guy he froths around with, the guys he plays about with. He picks up his friends, they jump inside the car, they're heading one way, one destination. This is the ultimate destination. You can call this destination, you can call it Busy Bees, you can call this destination the frontier, you can call this destination the maestro. Give it whatever